It's not about the size of your email list. It's actually about how you use it. It's true, I've seen brands with gigantic email lists that generate very minimal email SMS revenue. In contrast, I've seen brands with smaller lists that absolutely crush it. And the difference, obviously, aside from the quality of their subscribers, is in the quality of the emails they send. See, sending bad emails is even worse than sending no emails at all, because bad emails build resentment and they will cause a negative affinity with your subscribers. This is one of the biggest red flags I see with e-com brands out there. They send these boring, generic emails that their subscribers have no interest in opening or interacting with. So in this video, I'll share with you the 3 subject line formulas that will get you the most amount of opens possible, how to create top headers that get attention and generate the most amount of clicks back to your website, how to expand on that top header and generate even more clicks and more purchases, how to create a footer that elevates your brand, and at the end, I'm going to share with you 3 email examples from some of my favorite brands out there. So let's get into the video. So check out some of the campaigns we sent for our clients. In the first example, we generated 43,845. Second example, 12,000. Third example, 24,000. Fourth, 3,095 with a click rate of 2.05. In the fifth example, 29,729. Click rate was super good at 4.3%. The sixth example, 2,980, 14,999, 4,591, 18,882, and then 23,567. So the structure of high converting e-com emails. So the first element is the subject line and preview text. And these are some of the most important elements of your email, because if they are not enticing enough, then people are not going to open your email and you've just wasted a lot of resources creating an email that people are not opening. So these are very important. And in terms of the subject line, it should pre-sell your email and get people to open so they can learn more. And the preview text is just an extension of your subject line, and they should elaborate more on the content. The only thing I caution against when it comes to subject line and preview text is to use clickbait or misleading copy, because this is very dangerous. A lot of brands, they try to get the maximum amount of opens possible by using maybe clickbait or something that is completely irrelevant to the content of the email. And it's true, they will get initially a high open rate, but then people are going to get disappointed because the content of the email does not match the subject line. And then people are just going to stop opening their emails in the future. So this is very dangerous. The subject line always should pre-sell the content of the email and not mislead people. And I recommend that you keep your subject line and preview text 4 to 7 words, especially if people are viewing it on mobile. You don't want it to be cut. In terms of the formulas, these are the 3 formulas that we use most. So the first one is the curiosity or hook based. And this is one of the most or the best performing formulas for our clients. Let's say, for example, these examples. Now, the first one is Oprah loved this. So this is a curiosity-based subject line or hook. When you say Oprah loved this, so it has a little bit of authority or social proof that Oprah loved what, and then people get curious, they want to learn. And then you expand on it with a preview text. You say, she said she uses it daily, which adds more curiosity of people wanting to open the email so they can find out more. So this is a curiosity-based hook. So the second example, guess what ingredient we just added to our formula? So this is actually a subject line that we used for one of our clients, and it worked incredibly well because it gets people curious. Okay, what do you mean? Like, did you change your formula? Maybe I should check out this new formula. And then it adds a little bit of basically curiosity or mystery. It says it starts with H. Lets people guess in. And then in the email we discuss what the new ingredient is. Third example, it says this versatile jacket can be worn with anything. So this also used for one of our clients, a fashion brand. And people get curious because not all jackets, are very versatile, but this one can be worn with anything. And people get curious; they want to check out what this jacket is. And then the preview text, it just expands on the subject line, and it says, "Add this staple to your wardrobe." So these are the curiosity-based subject lines. The second one we use the most is the benefit-based, and here are some examples. Sound like your favorite podcaster. So let's say, for example, you were selling mics. So when you say sound like your favorite podcaster, this is a benefit-based subject line. And then you add the preview text, which says the mic that's used by, and then people get curious, but used by who? So this is a little bit of curiosity blended with benefits as well. Second one is wake up energized and ready for the day. So this is, for example, let's say we sell mattresses. And we say wake up energized and ready for the day. So this is a benefit-based subject line. The third one, we say this will save you 30 minutes per day. It's also a benefit that people can get from your products because it's going to save them 30 minutes a day. So this also combines curiosity plus benefit because we don't mention exactly what will save them 30 minutes. So they keep guessing and then they are more likely to open the email. And then the third formula is direct. So this mostly we use for sales or direct offers. Let's say, for example, we have a promo and we say enjoy 30% off today. And it works incredibly well because sometimes with these promos, we try to be, we don't be a little bit overly, smart or clever with them because we just want to highlight the offer. So people can see if they are interested in the offer, they open the email and then they will get the offer if it's appealing enough for them. Or we can say, for example, get free shipping with the order or our new blender is here. So this is for a product launch as well. These are direct subject lines and you feel free to use these based on the, based on the email that you are sending. So one thing that I see in the industry a lot is, or a question is whether, you should use emojis or not use emojis. There is a lot of debate regarding this. And some marketers claim that using emojis will actually negatively affect your deliverability, but this is not the case for our clients. Maybe it was the case a long time ago. Even it was the case with using graphic emails. You used to be, penalized by email apps like Gmail and Yahoo because they assumed that, you're a spammer or something like that. Because a lot of those spammers, they try to include images or maybe GIFs inside of the emails. But the case now is different. Like these email apps look for other things like positive signals and negative signals. For example, if people are engaging with your content, they are opening, they are clicking, they are buying from your website, they are not reporting you as spam, they are not unsubscribing, then these are positive signals that you send to these email providers that they will help your emails land in the main inbox in the future. But in terms of emoji, feel free to use it or not use it. It's not that important. It obviously attracts more attention when you have an emoji in your subject line. When people scroll in, through the inbox and they see an email with an emoji, they basically it attracts attention because it has color. So feel free to test it and see what works for you best. The second thing is the top header, and this is one of the most important sections of your email. It's basically the main section at the top, and it should present your big idea and get people curious about exploring a little bit more. So basically they can go down and read more. And in my opinion, a great header that works incredibly well, it's your logo at the top, and then you have a visual. Always put like a visual at the top, and then you have a tagline or a headline. I recommend something really clever, really creative, maybe really funny, something that will get people excited, something that your particular audience resonates with, something very, very unique to your particular audience. Stay away from using generic taglines or generic hooks that are overly used, which I see in a lot of emails. So those don't work incredibly well. And the fourth one is some text to elaborate a little bit on the big idea that you presented with your hook or your tagline, and then a simple CTA. So this is an example from Allbirds, which is one of my favorite brands out there. You'll see here that they have the logo at the top, they have a visual, they have a take it outside, which is basically an action-based hook, and then they have a little bit of text and then some CTAs here at the bottom. So this is the simplest form of basically the top section or the header. Let's check how they expanded. This is the same example from Allbird as well. And in our emails, we try to have 2 to 3 sections max. So we don't like these overly long emails because the problem is that sometimes they get cut or truncated by email apps like Gmail. So people will not even see the bottom section. So try to keep your emails short and to the point, unless maybe it's an email that needs a little bit more context or more information, or maybe it's a guide or more educational, then you can get away with having a little bit more content. But generally speaking, 2 sections is perfect. If you need to elaborate more, include 3 sections. And what I mean by sections is that content, CTA, call to action, content, CTA, content, CTA. So that's the section. And in this example, you'll see that it's from the same top email that I mentioned before. They will elaborate a little bit on the collection that they have mentioned. They put more imagery here. They say more to move you, and then some text, and then basically another CTA. So just expanding on the top section. And in this second section, they could have included anything. Like, for example, they could have included some reviews on testimonial or testimonials from for that particular collection. That could have worked incredibly well. They could have included some icons highlighting some unique selling propositions of that particular collection. So that could have worked incredibly well as well. So, and I highlighted here what other things or elements they could have included. They could also include magazines or authority figures featuring these sneakers. So the fourth section or element is the footer. And this is pretty straightforward. Your footer is not gonna get a lot of attention, but it's good to have something that's gonna elevate your brand. And typically what we have categories of products, so you can choose to have that. You can have info on your contact, on basically your contact information, so people can contact you, whether it's a phone number or email, or maybe a contact button. They click, they go to the contact us page. Then if you have a rewards or subscription program, always feel free to highlight it here at the footer in almost every email you send. Social media icons, links as well. So this is a standard, and you see it in all the footers of emails, but yeah, I'm a little bit torn about this social media icons. And the reason why, I don't like to send valuable email traffic because it's a very qualified traffic. These are people who subscribed, to your email list, so they are higher intent. I don't want to dilute their attention by sending them to social media. And the reason why, they go to social media, for example, let's say we sent them to Instagram. They go to Instagram and then they get lost in the algorithm there, and they waste like an hour or two, and then they forget what our email was about, like the action that we wanted them to take. So yeah, this is the thing that I caution against. But yeah, it's pretty standard. A lot of brands, they include these social media icons, but you can split test it and see if it works for your brand. Then what some brands like to do is to put the mission and vision as well. So maybe, or a tagline or a mission statement, like you see in Grazia here, they have this tagline here. And yeah, you also have a business address. This is required for all emails. And then manage preferences and subscribe. This is to make it easy for people to unsubscribe. I really don't like it when brands try to hide this, because I think, it just makes people angry. It just makes people more resentful to your brand. Like, so don't hide it. Like, put it very clearly in your footer, so people who are not interested in receiving your emails anymore, they can basically unsubscribe. And yeah, in terms of a rule of thumb, keep it super clean and simple. And here is a great example from one of my favorite brands out there, which is Grazia. So they have the logo, they have the tagline here, they have the social icons, and then the address at the bottom, and then they have the manage preferences and unsubscribe here. So super simple. And here are some examples of emails that I really like from some awesome brands that I follow. So the first one is Magic Spoon. And you will see here why I like it. The subject line is curiosity based. So they say, this isn't your average granola, which keeps people guessing, like, what do you mean it's not your average granola? So it gets them to open the email. And the preview text, it says, try adding this protein boost to your morning. So this is a benefit-based hook as well. So they added curiosity plus benefit on the preview text. So this is really cool. It gets people to open the email. The top header, this branding is absolutely fantastic. And this brand has a consistent branding guidelines across all of their elements. If you take a look at their ads, their website, their email program, everything is aligned, which is really cool here. So you want your email program to be just an extension, another room in the house of your brand or marketing. You don't want people to open your email and it looks completely different than your website. Then one thing that this brand does incredibly well is they always try to have the CTA above the fold. And what I mean by above the fold is that people don't have to scroll down to click. They basically, in the first fold, they can see the CTA where they click on it. And we tested this extensively in the past. Typically, the emails that have a CTA above the fold, they get higher click-through rate because people don't have to scroll down to see the CTA. So yeah, feel free to test this and see if it works for your brand. You can see here that the tone of voice also for this email aligns perfectly with their brand. It's playful, it's fun, and it's also benefit oriented. And yeah, they don't have a generic CTA like buy now, which I really like. I don't like these generic CTAs where they say like shop now or buy now or something like that. I like benefit based CTAs, or maybe fun, exciting CTAs. Like this one, it says be extraordinary, and the second CTA, it says try granola. It's basically an action-based CTA. So the second section, you'll see here that it's fantastic visual representation of us versus them. So basically this brand against their competitors. And I really like to use visual elements or aids instead of using words. The reason why is that our brains can process images 60,000 times faster than words. So if you can get away with using some visuals to explain something, then it would be much, much better than using actually text. And they do it perfectly here. They have Magic Spoon on the left, and then the other guys here, which is pretty funny. And then they have some unique selling propositions here. So in terms of the things to improve here, so let's see. Yeah, one thing that they could improve is the subject line and the tagline here. So they say in the tagline, this isn't your average granola, which is exactly their subject line. I think it's okay for this example, but I think it's a little bit lazy. They could have spent a couple of minutes more to come up with another tagline, because people pay attention to these things. If they see that you are just repeating copy, then they might have like a negative association with your brand. And they could have also added some of their top customer reviews. For example, in the second section, yes, they put like the USPs here, which is pretty cool. Maybe they could have added one of the best customer reviews for this new granola, and that would help. Customer testimonials are some of the highest converting elements we use for our clients' emails. So first email, Magic Spoon. Second email is Grasa. And you see the subject line, again, curiosity based. This is a sign, all caps. Like, you don't know what they are talking about. So you are more intrigued to open the email. And then the PT, or the preview text, gives a little bit of context for you to stock up on olive oil. And the top header, incredible branding. Grasa, this is one of my absolute favorite email programs out there. Their branding is incredible. Their copy is some of the best. It aligns perfectly with their brand and their ideal target profile. So simple headline: refill cans are back in stock. Super simple, direct. I like it. And then creative action-based CTAs, as you saw with Magic Spoon as well. It says crack a can instead of like get them now or shop now or something like that. It says crack a can, and the second one says start here, which is pretty cool. So the second section, their offer, they put it basically front and center, the starter kit, and then they highlight all of the products. And what I like here is they use these visual fun elements, which they use a lot in their branding. So it's perfect here. Like, for example, this the free funnel, it says for easy peasy refilling, which is pretty funny, pretty visually oriented, so people know exactly what they are getting. And in terms of things to improve, this is actually one of my favorite email programs out there, so I really like it. So I wouldn't have any, I would probably have some extra recommendations, but the email is perfect, so I really like it. The third one is going to be from Dr. Squatch, and it's also an email program that I really enjoy. You'll see here that the subject line, it's they say the one ring rinse is selling out fast. So this is a scarcity based email, and basically gets people attention and gets them to open the email to take action. And the preview text, it's say, don't be a fool of a took. And this is something actually from Lord of the Rings that Gandalf says. And so for the Lord of the Rings nerds out there. The top header, again, beautiful, beautiful imagery they use. Brief and to the point, super, super simple. Scarcity-based copy. It says, don't miss this epic brick. And then there is a CTA here. Great placement of the rewards program. You will notice here at the top, below their logo, and where it says Lord of the Rings, they have the rewards program, and it shows people exactly how many points they have, and it gives them a CTA where they can redeem where they can redeem their points. So this is very, very important if you have a rewards program. And this automatically syncs with Klaviyo. So let's say if they're on their account, they have 500 points, it will show up here on their particular email. So it's pretty cool. The second section, they highlight some of the USPs of the product in a visual aspect, which is really cool. And then they emphasize on the benefits of subscribing here. So in terms of things to improve, I would say something here for the preview text, which says, don't be a fool of a took. This is a little bit of an insider joke. Yeah, so it might not be a clear if someone does not follow or is not a big Lord of the Rings nerd. So people might not like it because it's a little bit of a negative word. We say, don't be a fool. So yeah, people might take that negatively, but yeah, it's not a big deal, but it's something to consider here. So another thing that I noticed here is that they use different destinations within the email. So they highlight the particular product that is going out of stock, and they also have some competition here at the bottom. And I really don't like to have multiple destinations or multiple CTAs per email. So I like to have just one destination. If we were to promote one product, we just send people to that particular product. And the reason why is because you will split your traffic or attention into multiple destinations. So for example, the giveaway here, it might send them to Instagram so they can apply for the giveaway. And then, yeah, basically you wasted that traffic that you could have basically gotten to the website so they can place an order. So what I recommend, one objective, one destination per email. If you are going to in this example, promote the product, then have that in one email. If you want to promote the giveaway, then you can have that in a separate email. So this is my only feedback for this brand. So that's pretty much it. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell. And I also included a link of a free 56-page guide on how we create emails that sell. So these are the same formulas that we use to create the emails that you've seen the results at the beginning of the video. So I'm going to show you exactly how much revenue bad emails could be costing your brand, the anatomy of emails, ecom emails specifically that convert, and how you can create them. I'm going to share with you a copywriting masterclass. These are the exact copywriting frameworks that we use for our clients, plus how some of the top brands use them. So you can just follow these frameworks to create copy, so you don't have to, start from scratch every single time. And then I'm going to share with you 5 rules of effective email design to create stunning emails that get clicks and purchases. Then some persuasion tactics. These are 7 persuasion tactics that will skyrocket your email revenue, and one of them we already highlighted. It's a social proof. I'm going to share with you 6 more and explain how they work so you can use them in your emails. And then little known hacks on how to basically save yourself hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars creating these emails. And also I'm going to share with you a campaign checklist that you can follow before hitting send on each of these emails, and much more. So click the link below in the description to get this free guide. And if you have an ecom brand and you'd like to generate between 35 to 50% of your total revenue from email SMS, you can also click the second link in the description to schedule a quick 15-minute call with me. I'm happy to offer you a free in-depth audit of your email SMS program, where I show you exactly what's missing, what could be improved, and how much more revenue you'll be able to generate when all of the improvements are implemented. This is 8 to 10 pages of expert advice specifically for your email SMS program. I guarantee if you implement everything in this audit, you will generate between 35 to 50% of your total revenue from email SMS. No ifs, ands, or buts. So click below to schedule a quick call, and I'll talk to you then.